have new paths opening up for us which we have never encountered. So do you think there should be something in our education, or at least for the girls, or I don't know, for the whole, for everybody?
It's a very good question. Just because we're very pressed for time, what we might do is just take the other two questions, and then I promise we will cover all of these three. So should there be something more in our education as we're growing up? You're absolutely right. Can I have the next question? Who's got the microphone over here?
No, it's not actually a question, a comment, so maybe I should pass on that.
We will be coming back to that. Yes, go on.
Oh, it's a comment about guilt.
Yeah, sure. Comment away. We all know what it feels like.
Which you talked about. Having lived in the Middle East for 42 years, 43, and other areas in the world,
Microphone down the front.
we dragged our children, one, then two, then three, all over the place. And two eldest eventually went to boarding school. But recently I was talking to my daughter, who's now 41, and I apologised to her for dragging her and her brothers all over the world from being small, instead of living in a house with rows around the door and dogs and cats and ponies and sunshine. And she said, what are you talking about? How can you apologise for giving us such a fantastic, interesting life, and you wouldn't be the people you are now if you hadn't done that? Why are you apologising? I have to say thank you. And she took away all my guilt of 40 years.
Fantastic.
And I know I'm going up
While we're bringing the microphone down at the back, let's have one at the back, and then we're going to have one at the front, and that's going to be it. So,
Good morning, ladies. I'm Roland Nagri. I'm a student in Said University in my last year. I'm graduating from International Affairs, and actually I'm aiming to join the foreign affairs outside the country to represent my country in the term of diplomacy. So I just wanted to ask you if, when I come back after, if I have the chance to reach my aim, I'm afraid the society will have to look on me because, especially the men, because I would reach levels that they couldn't reach, and I wanted to know how if you would give me a tips on how do I cope on that situation in terms of our local society. And the other question, I have another question is, what do you think about the women's rights in the UAE? If you have
say it again. Women's rights.
Yeah.
okay, so we've got the question about education, your question, let's have the one at the front. We've got the lady here with the blue top. Can we just have that question as well?
Really, my question is because maybe
Can you hold it a bit closer to you? Yeah.
maybe my question is because I thought I'd come to this session and I will see other people really living the same feeling I have all the time, that I have a sense of urgency and I need to do this and this and this and this and this, and I just go on and on and on and on. And I see everybody like living their life without me.
You know, we look calm, but underneath we're like swans.
We do actually. There is this saying that you look like you live in duck.
Yes, but we're not. I mean, you should have seen me last night drying my hair, trying to get the kids to bed.
And this is what it is. So this is what I struggle with, because I find myself all the time in a sense of urgency. I want to do it all. And then I sit and I realize, no, I have to live every minute of this, because these are my memories. But am I normal to live?
That's a question psychologists always get asked. Am I normal? What is normal? How do you even define normal?
I get into my background. I say, maybe, I'm so passionate that this is the way I live.
Yeah.
But it does affect. At some point, you say, okay, really, am I normal? I live by the minute, and while everybody sees, there is women out there having coffees.
We do have a hard stop there because we are very much on a schedule today, unfortunately. There are lots of women out there having coffee, and there are lots of women out there waiting to come into this room. So but just to, first of all, about raising, I absolutely, personally, believe it's very difficult because we are raising girls to believe that they can have an amazing career and an amazing sex life and marry a perfect husband, raise well-balanced children, and still have time to go to Pilates. And we all know that is absolutely not the case. And there are
It was unrealistic expectations.
yeah, and we need, and I think the issue of being brought up to believe all of this is again what you're mentioning about preparing ourselves. But last comments then. So
Okay, I'll start with
On
your question.
all of these things.
Yeah, education needs to be for boys and girls. So in school, it has to be practical education, so for things to be discussed. We have one of the highest divorce rates in the UAE, and issues to do with relationships, choice of partner, expectations from those relationships needs to be practically discussed in school alongside the other topics. So very, very important. The lady in the back, our Emirati ambassador, inshallah, in the future. My doctorate research is looking at the transformation of the Emirati cultural identity transformation. So I spoke with ladies and gentlemen who go and study in the UK or work in the UK and then come back. And what you mentioned is, negotiating a space and finding a space for their transformed identity back in the UAE is not easy. It's very difficult. But again, the person that you choose, your life partner, should be someone who wants to be a partner, not only in the public spheres of life, but also shares in the private sphere of life, that helps you do things, and supports you during those processes. But if you want, we can talk in further detail about that later. And the lady's comment, thank you very much for what you mentioned.
Right. Isabel, are we all normal?
My son last night was at the Desert Poetry, and someone said to him, your mother's on the panel, how to stay sane and having it all. I think Lena was there at that. He said, well, you shouldn't have my mum on that panel, because she's definitely insane. All I ever wanted to do was get married and have children, and I've done that. And I'm here today in my 60s. Life begins it doesn't begin when you're 20 or 30. It begins when you want to. Make your choices. Throw away your guilt. Don't worry about making a choice that other people aren't making. Make what feels right for you. Women are blessed with a seventh sense, and that is in our gut. We know what's right for us. Listen to that. Listen to that. Build up that confidence. Believe in yourself, and enjoy what you have. Make the most of it. Do what you want to do with the passion, because you will succeed much more at that. Another thing, I was an awful teenager, and I just felt life was so unfair. That was what I used to say to my mother and father all the time. Life's so unfair, that's so unjust, that's not right, etc., etc. It was like a record in a groove. Life is not fair. I had to get over that. I had to realise that life is not fair. I must just do my best and accept the fact that, it's not a case of being right that you're going to win the day. That is only in books that happens, not in life.
I can't answer all these questions. I feel terrible. And on the women's rights thing, I'd like to say, the Emirati women I've met, I think the women's rights are in good hands. You ladies are strong and educated and fantastic, and I really feel very optimistic about this country in terms of that. I would like to just sum up and say, I feel like Isabel, all I wanted to do in my life was write books, have children, be happy. And I've managed to do that. And so I think it is possible, actually, to have it all. It means compromising, it means doing no job while you're trying to watch a football match. Certain things that you have to miss out on. But I do think we should try and aim for what we want, because we can do it. We really can do it.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody. Stay sane, do it all. You need to make compromises. You need to learn to say no. You need to learn to delegate, and you need to deal with hair removal. And I will just finish by reading you the very, very, very last bit of my book, because I think this is something. We're not here on a book publicist. It's called Careers Advice for Ambitious Women.
Available upstairs.
I've got a comment I really want to make at the end. Okay, so one more piece of careers advice, and it says, when you get to the top, and if you follow my advice, you will do so. Remember to turn around, and this is what I would like us all to take away from this, and help a generation of women behind you. All these women have done that, and as Madeleine Albright once said, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women.